I'm going to explain to you today why government policies do not change and government does not change. See, they go through these big investigative situations and then they file paperwork, and this whole process takes years where they bury you in tedious, monotonous details, redirect your attention to something completely pointless and useless, and then, after all that happens, maybe if you're lucky, one person gets retired. And I don't mean that in any way other than they just kind of take them off the screen. The whole thing gets shut down. It's a misdirection for what's actually going on. I don't understand why we're still talking about getting involved in wars that never should have happened in the first place, or involving our country in more crap that is just continuously going on, and we're still at war within our country. Let me give you an example. The government shutdown. They couldn't pass a budget. They had a year to pass a budget. That was their job. For a year, they had to pass a budget. And guess what didn't happen? They didn't pass a budget. Guess what happened after that? Government shutdown. Guess what government shutdown's affecting? And let me give you a specific example. Navy Federal Credit Union. You know what that means? That means my mortgage is being affected. I'm a veteran. I use Navy Federal for my home mortgage. Navy Federal gets shut down, I lose my home. So they're continuously screwing people. And if you shut down air traffic controllers when America is basically an import-only country for survival, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why are they continuously doing things wrong? And you know what? Jasmine Crockett made a pretty good statement about how the last time this happened, it was also Trump. Trump was also in power then. You know, last time there was a government shutdown, they couldn't pass a budget. So veterans are losing their homes, or are affected, because I've been trying to get paperwork from Navy Credit. I've been trying to get paperwork sent from Navy Federal Credit Union directly to my fiduciary, which they also assigned me. That's a lovely story we can go with too, because, you know, a crooked fiduciary denied 5 valid rental agreements while I was homeless, valid rental agreements, and then got my aid and attendance money taken. So I make about $1,750 less per month, the money I was supposed to survive on, because of a crooked fiduciary. And now they're attacking Navy Federal, which is where my mortgage is through. So what are they really trying to do to veterans in this country? What are they really trying to do? I was homeless for 10 months on the street. There was no couch hopping. I didn't know anybody. I walked for days through a hurricane in California because I didn't know anybody. You know what it's like when wind and rain is hitting you at 50, 60 miles an hour in the face? Feels like razor blades for days. And then I got to dry out in a parking lot once the sun finally came back out for a day and a half. Very pleasant experience. And that was due to government, Navy, or the fiduciary process. There was a crooked fiduciary. They took my aid and attendance money, denied valid rental agreements, torched all the paperwork, and I got left homeless. We can get into the whole situation with what their medical community has done on top of that, because that's a good experience as well. They decided to do some great things that left me in a basement in excruciating pain for 13 years. I had to get myself off the meds. I had to heal myself. I had to do all these things. And now I can't even get a call back from my primary care. I've called 3 times over the last couple of months. I can't even get a call back to make an appointment. we can go ahead and continue on and on and on with this. On and on and on. Their medications, the psych medications from their diagnosis, they decided that even though the medications were causing me seizures, they'd keep upping the dose and just up a seizure medication or try new meds along with it. Now, last time they did a scan of my brain, part of my brain is no longer working. It's inactive from all the violent seizures I had that almost killed me every time. Violent grand mal seizures. And the doctor knew it was happening. She upped the meds and just added an anti-seizure med, which, you know, as soon as that kicked in, made it worse. And she knew that was happening too. And I actually got pretty fat, even though I was barely eating, and I hardly survived it. Every day when I woke up, I knew that if I stood up too fast or stood up the wrong way, I might have a violent seizure and die. So they ask why I'm fearless and why all this other stuff. It's because every single day when I woke up for 13 years, I faced death. Every day. I'm not worried about it anymore. I'm not worried about what people think anymore. And I know a lot of people are real mad. They're mad. I don't care about that either. At all. So your little negative energies and your garbage and your smear campaign and all the other bullshit you put out there because of what you did to try and cover it up, I don't care. Your feelings do not matter to me. They don't matter. They even put a smear campaign out through my collective that I built. I'm firing everybody involved. I don't care about their feelings either. They knew what they were doing. So, we can just keep it moving, I guess. And the moral of the story is, if I can heal through all of that and become what I became, anybody can do anything. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.